Notable trash mobs to Crawth. Let's now discuss the notable trash mobs leading up to the second boss in Algeth'ar Academy, Crawth. After crossing the next air bridge, you'll come face to face with the Guardian Sentry. This mob is a tough nut to crack and will require some planning and strategy. The Guardian Sentry's main abilities are Expel Intruders and Deadly Winds. Expel Intruders is a 30-yard circle around the Guardian Sentry that deals heavy damage and knocks all players away who are struck. This ability can be particularly devastating if not avoided, so make sure to keep a safe distance from the Guardian Sentry. The Guardian Sentry will also spawn Deadly Winds, which are traveling tornadoes that stun players who are hit and deal heavy damage. These tornadoes can be particularly challenging to avoid, so make sure to stay alert and keep moving to avoid them. In conclusion, the Guardian Sentry is a tough mob to beat, but with the right strategy and teamwork, you can overcome it. Make sure to stay focused and coordinated with your team and be prepared to avoid the Guardian Sentry's powerful abilities. The Crawth boss encounter. Today, let's dive into the boss Crawth and her notable abilities and strategies. Crawth is a unique boss that requires players to play ball with her, quite literally. In this post, we'll cover the three main abilities of Crawth and the three goals that players must work towards to defeat her. Crawth's three main abilities are Savage Peck, Deafening Screech, and Overpowering Gust. Savage Peck is a single target ability that deals heavy damage to the current tank and leaves a bleeding debuff for 10 seconds on the tank. The other two abilities, Deafening Screech and Overpowering Gust, are area of effect abilities that target all players. Deafening Screech silences all players during their spell cast, while Overpowering Gust is a frontal cone that knocks away all players struck. The key to defeating Crawth is to work towards one of her three goals. The first goal is the goal of the Rushing Winds, which pushes players consistently away but spawns motes that can be picked up for a 45% haste. Players need to collect these motes while avoiding being pushed away by the goal. If players score 3 points in the goal of the Rushing Winds, it triggers Gale Force, which pushes all players in a certain direction until cancelled. The second goal is the goal of the Searing Blaze. If players score 3 points in the goal of the Searing Blaze, it triggers Firestorm, which stuns Crawth and makes her take 75% increased damage for 12 seconds. The goal also spawns multiple void zones on the floor that deal heavy fire damage and stun players for 3 seconds if they're hit. When Crawth uses her Overpowering Gust ability, players must make sure to spread out at least 5 yards apart from each other to avoid splashing more damage onto each other. The circle around every player during Crawth's Deafening Screech ability deals moderate damage in a 4-yard radius and interrupts all spell casts. In conclusion, defeating Crawth requires players to work towards one of her three goals, while also avoiding her notable abilities. With a good strategy and teamwork, players can defeat Crawth and move on to the next challenge in the Algeth'ar Academy.